Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, baby. There is no way a show can be controversial. For the longest time, if you are a regular viewer of these tier lists, I talk about Jujutsu Kaisen a lot, and I said it was still cooking. Give it time, it's still cooking. And everyone continued talking to me about the Shibuya arc. Everyone was saying, hey, this is the arc that is going to sell you on Jujutsu Kaisen. After that, you'll understand why it has the reputation it does. And I don't know what it was like in the manga, but manga readers, you're right. It fucking cooked. It has delivered possibly one of the purest and best experiences you can get when it comes to pure action shonen. I don't know what can really match Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 when it comes to just pure hype action, pound for pound. The big talking point with Season 2 has been Mappa's treatment of its animators, which, you know, a lot of us have been aware of this. And it blows my mind that even with that, how much these animators delivered. I cannot give enough respect to the teams and the animators that worked on Season 2, because what you have delivered is an absolute masterpiece of spectacle. This is the peak of spectacle and action. Demon Slayer doesn't match this. Like, Demon Slayer might have one or two scenes that deliver the hype and the pure great animation, but the thing that blew my mind about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 was I would put on the episode, right? I'd be mid-season. You'd see a fight and you're like, holy shit, this is some of the coolest animation I've seen all year. This is some of the coolest choreography I've seen all year. And then you'd put on the next episode and it would top itself. And you're like, I am not gonna see anything cooler than this. And then it tops itself. And then it keeps going. And then it doesn't stop until the arc stops. And I'm like, how the actual fuck is anything going to compete with this? Normally, when it comes to the end of the year, we have something like the Crunchyroll Awards, where we vote on the top anime fight of the year. The top anime fight of the year is just all gonna be Jujutsu Kaisen fights, and it fucking deserves it as well. Some of the coolest stuff I've seen just in anime in general is contained within Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, man. That's just it. Like, not every episode might have the same polish as some other episode, but Jujutsu Kaisen's weakest episode, like the Shibuya arc's weakest episode, is still better than some of the peaks of other shonen action shows. That's purely for the action side of things. There is a lot more to be discussed about the plot side of things. Personally, I had a weird experience with Jujutsu Kaisen this season because I'm not going to spoil anything, right? All I will say is that there were a lot of deaths this season, right? And I had a weird experience because there was not a single plot point that wasn't already spoiled to me. There wasn't a single big turning point that wasn't already spoiled to me that immediate morning or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So I came into this knowing a lot of the big developments that were going to happen and the characters that were going to die. So it gave me a perspective of, instead of being shocked by the developments, it gave me the viewpoint of, maybe, like, I don't know if this is a hot take, maybe with all of these big developments that have happened, maybe the Shibuya arc came like one arc too early in terms of like purely a plot standing. I feel like maybe it would have hit me harder if I had more time for these characters to reach their full potential, or see a bit more of these characters. Because thank you, Jujutsu Kaisen fandom, you've made it really hard for me to come into this series blind. Because that shock factor was taken from me, I didn't have that shock factor. And for me, some of the characters that were taken away, I felt were taken away before I'd had enough time to really truly care about them. So it makes me question, hey, did this hit hard purely for a shock factor, or purely because purely because people care about these characters? So that was my big complaint. And I feel like maybe if the Shibuya arc came like a little bit like later, these big shocking developments would have hit me a lot harder. I don't know what happens after this. Right now, there is just nothing that comes close to Jujutsu Kaisen when it just comes to the rule of cool. man. That's why I didn't really care about the plot too much, because holy shit, Jujutsu Kaisen just has so much fucking style, man. It just has so much style. I don't really care, you know. It's just fucking cool, man. And you pair that with some of the coolest scenes and some of the coolest animations, and you have a recipe for the modern classic shonen arc, man. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is S tier. The Shibuya arc did live up to the hype. The Shibuya arc is the reason we watch shonen. Let's be honest. This is the reason we watch shonen action anime, man. This is it. This is it. This is the entire reason.